Ooh, it is loud. Dubious Industries. Please tell me there's like a settings to change the volume. I can just lower my volume on the headset. Alright, make haste, detective. Missing pie. Missing conundrum. Or triplets. Let's start with the missing pie.
Alright, so it looks like you're the detective around here, huh?
I love the voice acting.
Chief wants these cases solved pronto. Meaning you got about a minute to crack the case, and every 10 seconds, we're switching the suspects on you. Anyway, no time to waste. Time for your first case. Mr. Anderson, the bakery owner, has found a report going over a missing pie. Now this is no ordinary pie, but his special Blueberry Supreme. Just hours ago, this delicious piece of handmade craftsmanship was sitting on the bar for everyone's viewing pleasure when it was suddenly taken. We have 3 suspects in Mr. Anderson, the bakery owner, Mr. Jason, new to town, and Mr. Whiskers, the local cat.
Mr. Whiskers.
Best of luck, detective.
I just love the premise. It's like, alright, detective, you got 1 minute to solve this case or you're fired. Ooh. Oh, the subtle. That's cool. That's very nice. Alright, next. I like the mouse, in case that wasn't obvious what I was referring to. I've broken into the school. Alibi.
It was lunchtime, so normally I'd be very busy, but with the local food fair running today...
I only have 10 seconds to talk of each, and I wasted half it. Oh no. What about that food fair?
Funny you ask. A friend is participating this morning.
Okay. What do you gotta say? Meow. Yeah, that makes sense. What's your alibi? I don't buy it. Meow.
Shall we perhaps hastily
Yeah, what about the cat?
Goes wherever the most food is. And, oh yeah, the food fair. Running, well, it was lunch. Ah yes, my sweet
alright.
I've seen plenty of cats around these parts. Ah yes, the Anderson Bakery blueberry pie. I've long heard of this treat. Would love to.
You liar. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Alright, I think it was, what's his name, Jason?
Pick the pie thief. Clock's
Yeah,
ticking.
he did it. Ooh, got him. There's not even a frickin' court sentencing.
Well done, detective.
Alright.
As it turns out, Mr. Jason was a
I was the frickin' judge, jury, and executioner bundled in one.
And entered as his own.
Alright.
Plan put to rest.
That was
Good
pretty
job.
devious. Now I'm wondering if this is like the murder mystery in A Hat in Time, where no matter what option you pick, you're correct. Either way, if I did just get it right through detective sleuthing skills, or they're all correct, this is frickin' great. I am loving this. Let's go to the museum conundrum.
It's a big night at the Museum of Art and History, and everyone's
a big
eyes are on
night.
the Scepter of 1,000 Truths.
The Scepter of 1,000 Truths. I could just ask the Scepter.
However, during what we think might have been a power surge, the lights went out and the relic was stolen.
I guess it makes sense why I can't ask it. It was stolen. If I shout
All
loud
the
enough,
speakers at the event taking place
the
celebrate
relic will
museum's
speak
latest
up in like
acquisition.
the
We
back
got
pocket of
Maxwell
whoever stole it.
Maximus, renowned archaeologist. Director Funkelsworth,
Maxwell
museum director.
Maximus.
Dr. Dubious, a scientist that studies
Dr.
ancient
Dubious?
relics. The
Oh, it's
security
frickin' him.
guard,
He did
police
it.
officer on duty
His
guard
last
relics,
name's
and
Dubious.
Madame Charlot, a mysterious donor to the museum. Good luck, detective.
Mysterious donor. Oh man, hold on, wait. Funglesworth, Dubious, the security guard, a police officer, Madame Charlotte, and Maxwell okay, so I actually will just only get to visit them each once. Let's do this. Funglesworth. Oh jeez.
The scepter holds great power, detective. The very metal it's made from is like nothing we've ever seen before. It cannot be left to the wrong people.
You sound suspiciously like the other guy.
There's still much to learn about this metallic element, and I'd love to help if you can get that scepter back, that is.
Oh, you're
Director
lying.
Funglesworth was wise enough to take the artifact from the...
Ah yes, the scepter is covered in a fine metallic silk, the likes of which the world has never seen.
How would you know
Quite
that?
exciting, if I can say so myself. Oh yes, the scepter of 1,000 truths.
Don't know a clue what you're talking about.
Oh,
I don't know
deny
much
it.
about
You
this
work
thing.
here,
I'm getting
buddy.
paid by the museum to guard it with my life. They're my best, though.
I just want to say, I've been funding this museum for a long time. I know every nook. Oh yes, the
scepter of 1,000 truths. Yes, the metal is incredibly valuable, I've heard. Yes, the scepter is made of a very fine element, the likes of which the scepter holds great power. While the lights went off, I heard quite the commotion.
Maybe I should have been asking more alibis.
Shortly before the lights going out, I was transporting the scepter from the laboratory to the exhibition case.
So you had it last? That's your alibi?
Science, not the
You are
public.
frickin'
I was
dubious.
standing in the room, and then things happened, and I kept standing
B.
in the room because that's what a real
L.
explorer does.
He's
Have I
so
ever
guilty
told
he
you
won't
I
even
gained
let
my
me
title of
read his
renowned?
I was
message.
just
Blah.
doing the rounds, seeing what's what and who's who. No more than that, Mr. Fancy Detective.
Oh.
Don't a clue what.
I just want to say, oh yes, the metal is incredibly valuable, I've heard.
Oh man, this
oh, yes,
is.
the scepter of 1,000 truths. If only you could tell us what happened, detective. Well, the lights went off,
Okay, well I
I
guess I
heard
get to
quite
keep
the commotion.
visiting them. I
Yes,
thought it
the
would have been
scepter is
done
made
by
of a
now.
very fine element, the likes of which, yes, the scepter holds great power, detective.
There is still much to learn. Shortly before the light, Director Fungalsworth was wise enough to take the artifact from that buffoon Maximus and entrust it with someone like me, a true man of science. Oh yes, the scepter of 1,000 truths.
For
Yes,
wondering about its
Many
many
people are wondering about
canonical
its many
powers.
canonical powers. Well, let me say one thing. When I was in the deep heart of the Amazon,
Dude, he just keeps going. This voice line is longer than 10 seconds.
What it would look like even before having it
I'm just
in
gonna
my
let him keep
hands,
talking.
I had one of my many field assistants tell me, say, it will probably look like some sort of
Good
rod.
lord.
I said, no, it will look like a stick. And they were quite insistent that
It will look like a
rod.
stick.
I said, no. Remember, you can pick multiple suspects. Little hint for you.
Yeah, everyone did it. No! Ah.
Yeah, I don't know about that decision. I read it through the books, and I gotta tell you, it's a stinker. Time to give it another go, eh?
I guess. Oh man, I mean, we'll give it another go.
Midnight at the Museum of Art and
I
History.
feel like I heard what everyone had to say, except that one guy who never stops talking.
While the lights went off, I heard quite the commotion. A door opening, objects falling to the ground. It was hard to understand with Madame Charlotte screaming, I'll admit.
Okay, well now I have
don't
more
understand
info.
anything with Madame Charlotte screaming, but I can recall someone running around the place. I was next to the director when it happened.
I like how everyone comments, Madame Charlotte.
Yes, the lights going off. See, I walked straight to the light switch when it happened. I was a bit slow though. The security guard got to it first. Must have sprinted. They were gasping for air.
Listen, pal, I don't know why the dang lights went on. I was just slowly making my way to the switch at the back and flipped it back on.
Yeah,
Darn
okay.
thing was gone after.
Well, I was admiring the fine scepter in peace before the lights went off. I gasped, remained calm, and eventually things were back to normal, other than the $1 million artifact being missing, of course. As I said, lots of noise going around, but I'm certain that's where the scepter was taken. I swear, someone was running around the place like crazy.
So someone was
Not to
running, the
understand anything
guard,
with Madame Charlotte
and
screaming,
Madame
but I can
Charlotte
recall
caused
someone
a
running
lot of
around the place.
noise.
I was next to the director when it happened.
So the director did not do it.
Oh yes, the scepter of 1,000 truths, yes. Many people are wondering about its many canonical powers. Well,
I wish I could
let
just
me say one
skip
thing.
ahead. I've got to. I have another batch of people to accuse.
No more than that, Mr. Fancy Detective.
Man, okay, well,
Oh yes, the scepter of 1,000
let's let them
truths.
stop
If only
talking.
you could tell us what happened, detective. I
Yeah,
just
if
want to say,
only, huh?
I've been funding this museum for a long time. I know every nook and cranny, and I'm simply appalled
Every
that
nook
something
and
this
cranny,
terrible happened
eh?
on such respected grounds. While the lights went off, I heard quite the commotion.
The lights
Door
went
opening, objects falling to the ground.
So
It
who
was hard
turned
to
the
understand
lights
with
off? Was it
Charlotte
Madame?
Screaming, I'll admit. Ah, yes, I was standing in the room, and then things happened, and I kept standing in the room because that's what a real explorer does. Have I ever told you how I gained my title of renowned archaeologist? Let me explain. See, I was in an expedition into the deep heart of the Amazonian jungle when suddenly a large, some sort of pyramid-shaped monster emerged from the ground.
Man, he does not stop talking, and I love it.
Expedition team, I can handle this one alone. And alone I did have to handle it because everyone ran away. Remember, you can pick multiple
Okay.
suspects. Little
This
hint
time I
for
feel
you.
like these two. The director didn't do it. It was these two, right? They got. Yeah! Alright.
Would you look at that? Madame Charlot and the security guard were in cahoots, both working to steal the scepter.
I
Good
pieced it
stuff,
together.
Detective.
Alright. I know my,
Detective. The Montgomerys
recording
have
here
last
is not
night
the
filed a report
friggin'
of the
greatest
death of Mr.
feedback in the
William
world.
Montgomery, the head of the
90%
family.
of it's just
Mr.
silence as I
William had
listen to
three
the
sons,
stories.
all twins, and all three were up late partying at the local gentleman's club. Looking back at the security footage, we see a twin entering the house. And of course, they all look the same, so it's up to you to crack the case. We got George, vice president of his father's company and second
I
in
hope they
line.
all use the
William
exact same
also
art
works for the
sprites.
company, but is still making his way
Like
up
no
the
difference in
ladder.
like clothes
Then
or
we have
anything.
Leopold, writer, painter, and part-time architect. Wishing you luck.
Alright.
Ah, yes, my father, the baron of the corporate world. Yes, quite a treat he was, pestering his sons for years to take care of the family business and ignoring all our grand ideas for expansion. At least now we can get some real work done with me as CEO.
I'm gonna let that sink in and get ready for the next guy.
Ah, yes, my father. What to say about a man other than him being a f***ing that enjoys f***ing both his and others?
Wow!
Normally, if I why, I'd say on average the man must have in the 7 times a week.
Alright! Too much information, buddy.
My father was an honest man. I very much looked up to him. Shame that this is how he goes. I remember him telling us stories of how one day we would rule in his stead. Oh, father, how did we get to this conundrum?
I mean, first things first, the guy with the orange hat, he's like, ah, yes, now I'm
Not waste
CEO.
time here, Detective Mike. Yes, both me and my brothers found ourselves at the annual charity event at the Gentleman's Club yesterday.
This guy.
It was quite the party.
Number 2.
Enough drinks to get a buzz on, enough folk to host a proper whodunnit. Ah, yes, at the time of my father's demise,
this
I
number
found
3?
myself at a Gentleman's Club charity auction. I've had a few drinks, and to be honest, my recollection of the whole
So
thing
he
is
wasn't
like
even
money.
there.
At least I didn't spend the entire time.
Oh, I guess that's his
Like
alibi, 'cause the
Leopold,
party.
poor fool. Yes, the party was not good for my digestive system.
Time to take your guess.
Yeah, it's
Make it
frickin'
quick.
George. Ah, I suck. I guess I'm no good of a detective.
Listen, I know you have to solve these cases fast, but maybe stop to think before sending an innocent man to jail. Thank goodness we can just rewind, hey?
Yeah, thank goodness. Alright, this is a freaking good game. I'm probably gonna call it here instead of solving the triplets one, but really good storytelling, great work, marvelously done.